How's it going, my friend? 3 days to go. How are the game week one nerves at the moment?
Oh yeah, it's going good. We've had a lot of preseason action already. We've got our own watch list ready. There's a lot of talk in the community. So yeah, the it's going really good and really excited in terms of what is to come and
Right.
the big game. The Community Shield game.
The whole momentum, the whole tempo of the game was just very, very unlike a preseason
I
game.
think in terms of the players to target, it's given us a good idea of what we could see. And if someone like Haaland or Darwin, these players are uh, getting so many chances against the defenses, and these two defenses are the
Yeah,
top or the best
top
defenses
two,
in the
right?
league.
Yeah,
You could only imagine what it would be like when they play the lesser teams. I've had Haaland in my game week one team since the day I made the draft. So Haaland and Salah
right.
are the two players who have not left my team, and I think it's going to stay that way.
How the play was made by both the teams. Obviously, there's no surprise that Liverpool does the maximum play from the right hand side, where Salah and Trent are there. And City again, they were equal from the right as well as from the left. Next to this play areas is obviously the charts of Haaland and Foden, and the heat maps and the stats and everything. So yeah. So how did you find Haaland's performance?
So yeah, before Haaland, I think you mentioned that a lot of the Liverpool action came from the right side, and it was Salah and Trent. I think the strategy was to double down on Cancelo. So the left side of
Yeah,
the City defense is more vulnerable because Cancelo is not as solid defensively as compared to Walker, and even Diaz was playing on the other side. So it was a clear strategy, and I think that was one of the key reasons why Liverpool were in the front foot. Coming back to City, because that is our focus right now, and Haaland
right.
is the talking point in the community. Yes, he did miss some really simple chances, especially the last one that I think everyone is talking about. But it should not put people off in terms of FPL, because these are encouraging signs. You're looking at a team
Correct.
like City who create the most chances in the league, and most of those chances are going to fall to Erling Haaland. And if he can get two big chances against the Liverpool defense, you can only imagine
Exactly.
the
Exactly.
trend would be similar to other teams in the league as well. It may take a bit of time for the likes of De Bruyne and Foden to find him, but
Correct.
yeah, I think it's important to buy the lottery tickets early and be there to win the prize rather than. I mean, you really don't know with Haaland. He puts away two goals
Yeah.
against West Ham, and you're just chasing price rises and rushing to get him. And I think he should be one of the first names on your team sheet in game week one.
Right. You mentioned he missed two big chances. So what we'll do is we'll take a look at what these chances were. So yeah. So here it is. So I'll just rewind this. Basic the way he. So one thing here is the way he kind of shrugged off Robertson. Is obviously he's
Yeah,
gonna. I'm not saying Robertson is one of the biggest defenders out there, but he is strong.
definitely. Yeah.
And he could easily kind of shrug such a defender away. Even if while he was falling here, he did kind of create some kind of an XG. And I think this is the second big chance.
Yeah. Yeah, I think on a good day he scores this one for sure. But
Exactly, and
yeah,
and these are
yeah,
the kind of crosses he is gonna get on platter either from Bernardo Silva or from KDB or from Foden.
yeah.
So yeah, he kind of clicked 1.5 xg against Liverpool, and I think for all the Haaland owners and obviously for Man City fans as well, I think it's a big boost that he played 90 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. I think that is one thing that caught my attention when around 56, 57 minute mark when Pep decided to make substitutions, and I saw
Yeah,
Alvarez on the touch line, and I think most of us thought that yeah, Haaland is going to come off, but that did not happen. Guardiola was keen to give Haaland the complete action. He wanted him to be there for 90 minutes. So I think these are very encouraging signs, and the message is clear that Pep wants Haaland to play as many minutes and get into the
correct.
rhythm. And back to the subs that I spoke about, I think it really changed the momentum of that game, because I
Correct.
think until that
Correct.
point, Liverpool were really in control. The fact that Grealish and Mahrez started the game and they were both trying to cut inside, and that made us very predictable. And Mahrez is not he's not really looked that great in preseason, so I was not surprised he was hooked off. Grealish has looked fine, but it did not really happen for him against Liverpool. Now, when Foden and Alvarez they came in, it really changed for us, because Foden was drifting wide. He was at times coming inside. He was willingly crossing the balls, taking players on. So
Correct.
they added that bit of that factor, that dynamic factor, once they came on. Same with Alvarez. He was stretching the defense, causing a lot of problems, and it was no surprise that we scored when they both came on, and
Yeah,
it
yeah.
helped as well.
And let's
So
take a look at that goal and
yeah,
how Foden and Alvarez were right in the 6 yard box. So at this
yeah, great.
time, if you see at this time, when the goal is scored, so there is Haaland, there is Alvarez, there is Foden, all three literally in the 6 yard box. And this was a cross by KDB. So this is going to happen, the whole
Definitely.
game after game after game. And if they can do it against Liverpool, I can't even imagine what's going to happen against, let's say, bottom half of the of the table.
Like we've discussed, the amount of chances that Haaland hogged with the amount of expected goal data, it suggests that this is going to happen very regularly. I think Foden could be a really interesting shout. He did not feature in the preseason games earlier. But I think that little bit of cameo that we saw versus Liverpool, that would be enough for Foden to nail down a place.
32,
Yeah,
32 minutes. He had two
yeah.
crosses, two long balls, one big chance he also missed, obviously, which we just saw. Would it be fair to say that amongst all the midfielders, midfield attackers in City,
Yeah.
Foden would be right up there with KDB in terms of minutes?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I think you're bang on about that. I think we'll see plenty of rotation
Hmm.
on the flanks, but I expect Foden to feature quite regularly. With the performances we've seen from Mahrez, he's been a bit
Yeah.
inconsistent. Grealish was predictable against Liverpool. I think Foden could be a great shout at 8 million.
And KDB played 73 minutes, as we can see. He had six crosses, which is obviously that's his forte. Four key passes. When City press, when they don't have the ball, when they press, and it's always KDB with the striker who really get into the advanced stages in the opposition's half. And I think at that time City ends up playing two up top when they're pressing and when they get the ball
Yeah,
from the opposition. And I think
yeah,
KDB is the one who's always there, whether his partner is Foden or whether it's Haaland now, who's going to be in future.
yeah.
So I really think KDB still, in terms of, he will definitely generate points. It's
I
going to
think, yeah,
be
you said right. He will inevitably get points, but it's gonna be a KDB similar to the 17-18 season, where we had Aguero, and KDB did get a lot of points, but just the
right,
fact that his price is on the higher side, and you don't really know which are the weeks he's gonna go mad, right? And the part about pressing, the way we press as a unit off the ball, Bernardo is the one who's a bit deeper along with Rodri. They're both eights. KDB and
correct,
Bernardo, they are eights. But, KDB, I think in terms of work rate, with what Bernardo offers, he's the one who's all over the pitch, and KDB is a bit more advanced. The idea is, as soon as we get the ball in possession, he's trying to find that killer pass, especially with
right,
Haaland now. And this is one thing that I noticed during the Community Shield game as well, and the numbers probably might not reflect that. That even though he was good, and the numbers suggest he was good, he struggled to find that one killer pass that we normally see. So it's looking a bit rusty. I think on a good day, the KDB that we know, he'll find that through ball and it goes straight to Haaland and it's a goal. So if Haaland is scoring a lot of goals, I expect KDB to be involved as well. But it's just about
correct.
the price. If you can somehow figure out that balance and get KDB in, yeah, fair enough. But it should not be. He should not be one of your two premiums, maybe a three premium draft. He's a reasonable shout, especially with the opening fixtures that Man City have got.
No, absolutely. And I think what you mentioned about they were not able to release the ball quickly to Haaland. And, City has never had a proper striker, in the last 3-4 years. And I think after Aguero, it's Haaland now.
Yeah,
And obviously they would need some more time. And I think it's just a matter of one or two games maybe. And maybe Bournemouth is the perfect game where they
Yeah.
would by then they would start clicking, and that's why uh,
Yeah.
Haaland is the captain call for game week 2. We will now take a look at your draft. So the interesting thing here is obviously you had sent me a draft pre-community shield, and now it's the post community shield. Pre-community shield is on the left hand side. Obviously now
Yeah.
the players have changed. So now from you've gone double City at the back, you have removed Grealish,
Yeah.
and you got Walker, which is an interesting one. What do you make out of Walker's performance?
Yeah, I think these are big changes from what we discussed
Yeah,
when I had shared that initial draft with you, and compared to now. And I think the Community Shield game has really uh, influenced my decision, if you want to call it that. And so what happened was the game wrapped up. I completed my work, and I went to the FPL website, and I just gave it a good half an hour. And the player that caught my attention was Darwin. Once he came on, and he was just getting chances after chances. As soon
yeah,
as Firmino went off and Darwin comes on, the way Liverpool were attacking, the whole dynamic changed altogether. Uh,
right,
it was not focused on Salah; it was focused on Darwin. So I'm not saying that Salah
right,
will not score, goals. Obviously, he will. He's just that good, and he's a world class attacker. He will get goals, but I really want to be a part of the Darwin bandwagon before it kicks off. Darwin Nunez, he scores a brace in game week 1. Uh, we're really looking at least a -4 to bring him in game week 2,
correct,
or
correct,
just watch him go up in price and you don't bring him in. You wait for 3 or 4 weeks, and then again you're looking
correct.
at changing the structure and stuff. But I think this is a real opportunity in terms of upside, and we're not talking about a random forward. I think
Yeah,
Liverpool is a quality team. City Liverpool, they create a lot of chances, and uh, I've spoken to some Liverpool fans, and you can tell me your thoughts as well. And they think after the performance versus Man City, Darwin Nunes should start the game week 1 fixture.
as far as okay, my take on Darwin Nunes is obviously he had a very good game, and when he was on the field, Salah became suddenly a chance creator for him. Two great crosses. One was obviously a handball, which Darwin headed to Diaz's arm,
Yeah.
and then obviously the next was to Robertson. Robertson assisted Darwin. Looking at how Klopp has made his comments, and he's trying to protect him from social media, not really going gaga over him, or not really, or going the other way around, full going negative. I think he might still be on the bench, just because it's an away game, it's a first game. Bobby is more kind of experienced about Premier League, and we know Fulham. We've been reading about Fulham. We have seen a little bit about Fulham from Championship, that they are, again, they go all out. They don't really want to defend deep like a typical promoted team. So,
Yeah.
my take would be, I might be absolutely wrong, is that Bobby will still start because obviously Jota is not there. Bobby will still start, and it's going to be the same kind of substitution around 55th to 57th minute. If irrespective of the score, whether it's 0-0, whether it's 4-0, he is going to give him time. Klopp is going to give Darwin time, and I think going forward, it's going to be Darwin who's going to start the games.
The signs are there in terms of the chances that are falling to Darwin Nunes, and uh, inevitably he will start getting the starts. And the beauty of the 5 subs, despite all the negatives, the beauty is that players like Darwin Nunes will inevitably get minutes, even if they are not starting games. I've gone
Yeah,
from 5, pretty attacking wing backs
yeah,
to. I had to sacrifice a Liverpool defender. I think Robertson is right up there. He's probably number 2 if Trent is number 1. I rate
yeah.
these two that highly. So I'm happy to have him. I had to compromise on Cancelo. I've got Diaz, but I'm happy with that because with Diaz, I think he is going to be the most nailed on defender. I know that Diaz does not really cover. The word cover that is very popular in the community. It does not really cover Cancelo, but I've got Walker in there. So
Right.
even if we keep a clean sheet and these two are just getting me those 6 pointers, I'm looking at 12 pointers plus or Robertson, who's pretty attacking as well.
You got Mount in.
Yeah,
The rationale behind it, that is that I need to have one 8 million spot. So if I were to kind of switch to another one, it's easier.
definitely. Yeah, that's one
Yeah,
of the reasons. Mount, I think I really like him because he is very safe in terms of minutes. He's despite
correct.
Tuchel rotating a lot, he's a guy who could probably play 90 minutes. He's playing as part of the front three. I'm still not 100% sure. If you ask me to pick out maybe two spots in the 11 I've got right now as the spots I'm not sure of, I would pick Mount and Walker. So I would
Right.
either stick with them or I could take them out for, let's say, someone like Matty Cash, who's got strong 2 or 3 fixtures at the beginning.
Right.
Probably start with
True.
Matty Cash and switch him to someone else later, and that frees up a City spot for me. And instead of Mount, I go for Phil Foden, who we
Right.
spoke about him. He looked very promising. Not as safe as Mason Mounts in terms of minutes, but I
Right.
think the upside is definitely there. So that is one thing I could switch. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the structure, and I think I'm gonna stick with this in game week 1.
So you got Bailey in. Do you think Bailey is going to be the this season's Ben Rama?
Yeah, that's been the talk, right? I'm at the very start I said, oh yeah, come on, not gonna happen, Leon Bailey. But every game
Right.
he just keeps on scoring, and
Yeah,
Steven
he
Gerrard
looks
said
confident.
that,
Yeah.
yeah. Gerrard said that if he had to pick a game week 1 team, he would pick Leon Bailey, and that was a while back. And after that, Villa played another game, and
Correct.
Bailey was on the
Correct.
score sheet again. So he's just
Right.
just getting on there. The fixtures are there. I think it's a reasonable punt. If at all it does not work out, I could always make tweaks and get in someone like maybe a KDH from Leicester. But yeah,
Yeah.
we look up. We'll worry about it if and when that happens. I think for now it's a reasonable compromise, and I'm happy with Bailey coming on and for the first 2 3 games. And yeah, let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you captaining Haaland for game week 1? I can see the captaincy armband on him.
I've been on Salah since day one. Uh, it's a thought right now. I
Right.
may stick to it, not 100% yet. Like I said, just like my Mountain Walker dilemma, this is one of those things that I'm gonna take deep into the game week 1 deadline.
Last question. It's not an easy first fixture for City. It's West Ham away, and they did play well last season. It's the start of the season. They've had some good signings, but they made late signings. Do you think City winning easily in terms of scoring like more than 2 3 goals?
Yeah, I think there's gonna be goals. We saw it last time. West Ham are not sitting back against City anymore.
Definitely
They're
not.
trying,
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely
they're trying to hurt us on the counter. In the first fixture, I'm not sure if it's gonna be a big win, like a 4-0 final win. Definitely not. As long as City win the game, like a 3-2 or 2-1 or something, I'll be
not. Right.
pretty happy. So I'm expecting a City win. I think we'll definitely get 3 points. But yeah, my expectations are City win and Haaland is on the score sheet. And if we get a penalty, I am expecting Haaland to step up and take it.